Fox follow-up this morning on a deadly fire from over the weekend in North Phoenix.
Yeah, this morning we're hearing from a man who says he did everything he could to try and save his neighbors. Danielle Miller joining us live with the details on this. Good morning, Danielle.
Yeah, good morning. A lot of people rushed in to try to help the people who were trapped inside of this mobile home during this fire. You guys can see right behind me here a memorial has been set up outside for the victims. You can see a photo of one of those victims. There's candles, there is flowers and a balloon, all to honor the victims who sadly passed away in this mobile home fire. A neighbor telling Fox 10 that he felt helpless as he tried to make a hole through the side of the unit to try to get to those victims so they can get out safely. We also have some new video. It's showing neighbors rushing to help as the fire quickly consumed the entire mobile home. All of this happening near 24th Street in Union Hills. Friends of the victims have been paying their respects to these men. One tells Fox 10 that he tried to help them. He says that he tried to help them. They were inside. They were screaming for their uncle. They were trying to knock down a locked door. Then they used a sledgehammer. They were able to make a hole through the side of the home in the back bedroom. That's when another person got stuck inside. That person was then pulled out and then has suffered some severe burns. Take a listen.
La puerta, pero miré que estaba laqueada, so agarré una herramienta.
He tells me he feels helpless, but did everything he could to save them. He tells me it all happened really fast and it was so hot, all of the smoke, he couldn't breathe, but he tried to help in any way he could.
And neighbors telling Fox 10 that there was an explosion and then the fire took off from there. 5 men live in this home here. The other 3 suffered burns. And at this time, investigators have ruled out arson in this case, saying that the fire does appear to be accidental. So far, the cause of this fire still under investigation. We'll send it back to you guys.
Danielle, what a sad story. Thank you. Time now 7:03. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is investigating the discovery of human remains found in the White Tank Mountain Regional Park. Deputies say a hiker reported the gruesome find on Sunday afternoon. Now, the remains have not been identified. The cause of death is not clear either, but we have been told that the homicide unit is now investigating.
Former ASU Police Chief Michael Thompson will not be charged over his actions during protests on campus last spring. Scottsdale Police and the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, they say there is no reasonable likelihood of conviction. The departments were investigating complaints Thompson cut up tents with a knife and shoved someone during protests over Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza. It was right there, right in front of ASU Main. You see Palm Lane with those palm trees in the background here, so near University and Mill Avenue. Thompson resigned in May. 72 people were arrested for trespassing during the protests. This morning's Health Watch, an alert from the State Department of Agriculture about bird flu here in the valley.
A backyard flock of poultry in Maricopa County has now tested positive for the bird flu. The department says the chickens were quarantined and virus elimination efforts are being performed. Now, according to the CDC, the risk of the general public from the virus is fairly low, but there is a greater risk for those who regularly work with those birds. All right, well, we are just a couple days away from Thanksgiving, and arguably one of the best parts of the meal. The dessert,
the pie. Arizona Cafe, an iconic location, is seeing big business from around the country this week. We're talking about Rock Springs Cafe in Black Canyon City off the I-17 and Velda Rose Road. You've probably seen it right off the freeway. Everyone there is hard at work getting these famous pies out the door for Thanksgiving. More than 100 years old, this restaurant is, renowned for its famous pie selection, and people come from all over just to get their hands and their mouth on one.
It's very iconic. Been here for a long time. Just a little destination, a little day trip.
We're from Fenwick Island, Delaware.
They're great. Very delicious and homemade.
I think she just said she's from Delaware. She traveled all the way here for that.
Yep, nonstop.
That is a very good pie. This year, Rock Springs expected to sell just under 20,000 pies. They are available for pickup today and tomorrow, and a limited number will be able to be picked up on Thursday, on Thanksgiving morning, but they are so huge, and they're full of all those juicy berries.
Look at them. That looks
delicious.
All right, well, whether you're traveling north to get some pies or traveling out of the state to reach your Thanksgiving destination. Today and tomorrow are expected to be the busiest days on the roads and at the airports. AAA says nearly 80 million Americans are expected to get away for the holiday. Nearly 6 million people are expected to fly, but a winter storm, well, unfortunately, it is threatening to maybe derail some plans. So Crystal is tracking that winter storm for us from the Weather Center. Say it ain't so. This seems like it always happens, though.
Yeah, Crystal comes back and she starts, Ty, you had 70-degree temps for 10 days.
Sorry.
Wait a minute, am I getting blamed for this?
No, it's the data.
So let's take a look, guys. There are a couple of systems that we are watching. I wouldn't say there's a massive system that's going to completely halt travel, but take a look right now on our Fox Vision view. Arizona, nice, clear, dry conditions. Widen the picture up to look across the country, and there's two areas that you've got your eye on. There's a storm system that's passing through parts of New England. More rain than not, but all that pink you see, some freezing conditions, that does mean slippery areas like roadways and those areas for planes to land. Then we look at all the action that's over parts of the west-southwest. That's the area I'm more concerned about for folks that are trying to drive. So if you're heading to Flagstaff today or tomorrow, things look good. But if you're taking the 10 to Los Angeles or the 40 to Albuquerque, you may run into some issues, particularly with Albuquerque because of the rain-snow mix potential. Watch the futurecast here. Notice how Arizona kind of misses out on this moisture, but you can see LA by later today with the rain. Lots of snow up near parts of Durango, rain to snow outside of Cedar City in Utah. And then as we continue through the night and into your Wednesday morning, that moisture does start to slump south into parts of northern Arizona. And look at the snow starting to drag into Mexico. Again, if you're trying to head to Albuquerque, could run into some issues tomorrow as that passes on through. But the good news is it all clears in time for Thanksgiving.